Redzikowski here from Kettner Exchange. So right now we're going to show you one of the dishes that we do, a variation of the dish that we do at Kettner Exchange. It's a Chinese technique of hot oil searing salmon. It can be a little bit intimidating. We've had a few people actually burn themselves here and all doing it. But people have been asking for a little bit more technical dishes that we do, so we thought we'd show you how we do it in the kitchen here. So really quick, we're going to start off with, this is Scottish salmon. What we did here is we cured it with a little salt and sugar. This guy is ready to go. This is a good way that you guys can practice your slicing technique. Again, this is sushi ready. You don't have to cook it at all. We're going to show you actually a little bit of searing that we'll do a little bit later on. So what you want to do here is you want to slice it really, really thin. Just like that. Again, if you want, you just put a little lemon juice on, a little yuzu on there to salt. You can eat it just like that. So as that's going on, or as I slice that, right here we have a little bit of the hot oil heating up. So this is 3 different kinds of oils: sesame, olive oil, grapeseed oil. So we want to get this thing smoking hot. So I guess in the kitchen, what you have to do is, at home, is obviously a dry spoon for this technique. And obviously to watch it. You want it to get to a smoking point, but after the smoking point, it just turns to fire, which it happens here quite a bit. So as that's going, we'll present the rest of the dish. Again, in the box is multiple ingredients. You can omit anything you want, you can add whatever you like, but this is how I like to do it here. So we just took half an avocado, made little wedges out of that. You can cube it up if you like. You can make a huge board out of this thing if you like. There's crispy potatoes that's provided as well. They're olive oil poached. All we did is we just quickly threw them into a cast iron pan, a little bit of oil, fried them up a little bit to make them crispy. And right now this is all room temperature because this is not a hot dish. Load it up like that. Then we have some of the corn. We just took it off the cob. Because what you're going to do here is you're going to make the vinaigrette sauce inside this. Maitake mushrooms, we just cut them really, really fine. We left them raw. And again, as this is going on, just check this oil on that this thing isn't catching on fire. This will be interesting to see the videos this week of this thing. Sun-Go Farm cherry tomatoes that we talked about before, we use again. It's summertime season, so might as well use them all up. Scallions that we sliced really, really thin. So for this, we use a little bit of a bowl because you'll see you want a little bit of about a soup on the bottom of this thing. So it's a flat plate, obviously the sauce is going to run through. So the salmon that we sliced, lay it right on there like that. It's good for this dish to have 2 different textures. It's not, if you want to fully cook it 100%, you're more than welcome to. I like it lightly seared to one side and then completely raw and kind of cool to the touch on the other side. So right now that's the plate right here. Oil is getting close. We're going to crank that up a little bit. And then a little bit of the dressing. This is a little bit of yuzu, lemon, and soy sauce. So just like a vinaigrette, you want to go 3 parts, 1 part, you'll see, but you can do it by eye in the plates. But you can see you want to put a lot of sauce on the bottom. He's going to be putting 3 times the amount of oil onto this. Now we're going to wait for this guy. So you can test it out. Right now, make sure this is very, very dry. Here's the oil over here. Starting to smoke. That's what you're looking for right there. So I would just leave it right on the stove. Bring the plate to it so you're not messing around with the oil. And again, you can use this again tomorrow or the next day, as long as you don't burn it. And this is what you're looking for. Looking for that like sear, as you hear it, onto the fish like that. And what that's doing also is it's creating that little vinaigrette on the bottom of the plate as well. So that's why you have the tomatoes in there, you have the mushrooms to soak that all up. You can smell now the sesame, you can smell all the scallions. And then there's your plate right there, like we were talking about before. Do it in a bowl. At this point, you can shut this thing off like that. That's good to go. I would just leave it there for about a good hour, and then it's good enough to handle. You can use it again the next day. It's not a problem at all. Or you can just use it for sauteing anything. And then to finish it off, these are a little bit of tapioca, squid ink chips. So we just take tapioca, cook it, add a little squid ink to it, dehydrate it, and then puff it up. So I just recommend if you just break it apart so everybody has a little bit of it, a little bit of texture throughout that. And that's it, and that's how you have it. A little hot oil salmon, a little bit crispy potatoes, tomato, maitake mushrooms. Enjoy.